What's going on, guys? Spring's almost here. The sun's starting to come out. It's starting to warm up. But anyway, today we're about to do a pork butt on the Laredo 1000. Let's do it. Alright, so we got a 7.5 pound pork butt. First thing we got to do is get this thing out of the package. And there's really not just a whole lot of stuff to do with these big things. They're pretty easy to cook. So anyway, first thing I'm going to do is flip it over on this fat cap right here. And it looks like this don't really have a lot on it, but I'm still going to take just a little bit off on these corners. I mean, you can see that, this thing has fat all the way through it. So I really don't want this clumping up on the meat. I kind of want to pull this off the smoker and have that nice bark that everybody can just eat instead of just wasting all that. Because, I mean, look how thick this thing is. You definitely don't want to take off a bunch of that nice flavor on top just because you got fat that don't render everywhere. So that's why I just take some of this, some of the thicker stuff off. And some people take all this off, some people leave it on. It's gonna be good either way, guaranteed. But like I said, I just want a thin layer all the way around. Because like I said, hopefully most of this stuff renders. I'm going to get that flap off. Yeah. That's good. Just that little piece right there. Yep. Take that off. Hey, all you're going to do now is get your favorite oil. It don't really matter what type you use. Because I mean, it's going in a smoker. It's not going to get over 300 degrees at any time, so you don't have to worry about that oil burning. And you're going to oil all sides. First thing I'm going to do next is get this coarse salt, pepper, garlic. It's not super coarse. This is just this Kinder seasoning. And I'm going to go on, you know, pretty heavy. This is 7.5 pounds. So I'm gonna cover this thing. Because once you mix all this stuff up, it's gonna work out. And I'm gonna get all sides. I'm not gonna miss nothing on this. Oh yeah, right there. Then I'm gonna go in with my barbecue rub. Just use your favorite barbecue rub. Make your own, do whatever you wanna do. This is Corky's. It don't have just a ton of salt in it, but it's got that nice color. And any barbecue rub that I get, I want this color, this deep red. It's gonna make it look real good once that smoke starts hitting it. Oh yeah, just get all that stuff off the board. You don't wanna waste nothing. And a lot of the people will cut into these just so you have more surface area of seasoning. Do whatever you want to do. Look, we got this thing seasoned up. I got this pellet grill fired up to 275. We're about to bring this thing over and get it on the smoke. All right, so we got the pork butt seasoned up. We got the Pitboss preheated. Look, we got it preheated to 275, and it's gonna fluctuate. You know, from 260, 275, it might get a little bit over. Even though you got these pellet grills, they still go up and down a little bit. Look, I got a smoke tube in here. If you don't have a smoke tube, this thing is going to taste like oven pork butt. No smoke. You got to get these if you have the brand that I got. I got that Laredo 1000. Look, I've cooked stuff on this thing. Without it, you're going to lose all that good flavor. I promise you. Anyway, for now, we got the pork butt. We're just going to stick it all the way over here. We're going to close the vent. We're going to gonna shut it down. We're gonna leave it alone for at least 2 hours, and then we're gonna come back, check it out, see what it's looking like, and we may give it a little spritz. So we'll be back. All right, so it's been 3 hours. We're about to check on this thing, see what it's looking like. Oh man, it's got a little color on it now. I got a little apple juice and apple cider vinegar, just 50-50. I'm gonna go ahead and spray it down while we got the lid open. We'll let this thing cook for another 2-3 hours, and then we'll wrap. All right, so it's been 5 hours on the smoke. Let's check this thing. Oh yeah, it's got that nice dark color. We're good to pull this thing. We'll check the temperature once we get back on the prep station. Get this thing wrapped up and do a couple other things. Let's go right over here. So now that we got this thing in the full pan, I'm gonna add just a little bit of moisture to this thing just so it can steam real good as it cooks. It's done getting smoked. I'm gonna add a little more rub while we got it out, just to kind of dust the top, just because I want to. It may not even matter. And then my foil here, we're just gonna cover this thing up. I like using these pans. They're cheap. You don't gotta worry about it getting a hole in it and all the juices running out everywhere. In my opinion, it's the way to go. One more sheet. I got my dot here. I know that thing's got a thermometer on it, but I don't trust it. I do trust this one. Let's see where we're at. Where we at, that's what I meant to say. 151. Let's get it back on the smoker. Look, at this point, you got all the smoke you're gonna get on this thing. So I always crank the heat up. That bone's gonna pull right out. You don't have to go 225 the whole time unless you just like this thing taking 15 hours. So anyway, we're gonna bring it up to 300 degrees. Just under 25 degrees, just to help it out a little bit. And I would imagine this thing will be ready in another 2 hours. So anyway, we'll be back when we pull this thing out the smoker. All right, so it's been about 7.5 hours now. We're tipping 209. I've been checking this thing. 199, I start checking it. Look, it was a little tough. I'm telling you, when you're cooking this cheap meat, you can't just say 199, it's gonna be ready, 205, it's gonna be ready. It's gotta temp like butter. When it starts temping like butter, pull it, it's ready. So anyway, we're still on. I'm pulling the thermometer out. We're gonna bring this thing over here. I'd always advise that you rest this meat, but we just ain't got time for it today. About to pull this aluminum foil off, see what it looks like. Oh man. That's what you want to see. That beautiful color, the bark separating. You know it's ready. But the real test of all this is this bone right here. Am I gonna burn the crap out of my hands? I probably am, but I gotta show it to you. This is the only way you know if it's ready or not. Boom, clean bone, clean bone. Let the coyotes get it. We're gonna try a little piece, and we're gonna see what the pit boss can do on a pork butt. Woo! Good Lord. Oh my God, it's hot. Woo! It is so hot. For y'all, I'm burning my face off today. I mean, y'all got to know if it's good or not. Here we go. Hey, look. The Pitboss with the smoke tube. That's pretty good. You can't beat that cook. I'm telling you. Set it and forget it. With the smoke flavor. Hey, y'all, this is a great cook. And this is going to make everybody happy. I guarantee it. Just remember, this is about 7.5 pounds. It took about 8 hours. And we didn't cook it to temperature. We cooked it to the feel. I started checking it about 199, 200, but I did not pull it to 209 because that's when everything started getting tender. Y'all saw that bone get pulled off clean. Hey, the flavor is there. Look, help the channel grow. Subscribe, like, leave us a comment, tell us what you think. Till next time, thank y'all for watching.